Good morning. Bit dusty this morning, just woken up. I'm at Miller's Flat. This is day 18 of my Larapinta yo-yo. Heading back into town. So today I'm gonna take that low route behind me down there, down the creek. I imagine I must go, up a creek and then over a pass and then down another creek line or something along those lines. I've never done it before, so that should be interesting. And then fish hole maybe for a swim before I rock into J Creek to refill my water bottles up. All right, going to be another interesting morning, I think. Sun's about to peak over those hills. It's about 6:45. I'm kind of definitely on the relaxing itinerary now, so that's good. I'm just kind of cruising to Dallas. All right, I'll spin the camera out. So it's another beautiful morning. And that's the creek I'll be following this morning, I think, for a while. So I'm on the low route from Miller's Flat to J Creek, more or less. Starting to wonder if this is a good idea. Walking straight into the sun, trying to pick markers out. I'm following the creek, so I'm not going to get lost. But so high route, you got to climb up Messet Gully from this side, which is really steep. But from then on, it's a pretty good track. I think this is going to be creek walking the whole way. Anyway, I've got to experience it. I've got to check it out. I've done the trail that many times. I've never walked it, so I'm due. Imagine the vision is riveting, looking straight into the sun, so I think I'll turn the camera off and just keep trudging along. So I've left the creeks for a while. Not sure how long. I'm gathering I'm climbing across the watershed here somewhere. Not sure where, I haven't really looked at the map. Maybe that one there. I might be going across the low saddle, well, lowish saddle. Because the high route's up there, but back a bit. On the ridge behind that one. So I'm climbing a bit now, up into the hills. Nice little rock hole here, looks like it'll hold water for a while. Could even be a spring, because I can see some water kind of trickling down the rock there. It's handy to know. I'm going up here. So this low route's been a little bit more rugged than I imagined it would be. It's been pretty good. Well, good fun anyway. Slow kind of walking, but no. This is nice. So I've just come up through that little gorge there. And if you see the marker on the rock. So that's the gorge that I climbed out of down there. I'm about to cross over this saddle. break at the top there, I think. And there's my future. Well, my immediate future anyway. That'd be Fish Hole, kind of down through there to the left, I reckon. Okay, back at the junction where the tracks rejoin. That's the high route going up there, and along the top I've come the low route, which comes across that saddle there. So they've both got their attractions. There's a nice little gorge on the low route, but there is a lot of creek bed walking. I think I'd take the high route, unless I was absolutely shattered and I couldn't face the climb. But yeah, the views from the top and Messet Gully down the other side is pretty nice. So just making my way around to Fish Hole now. Not very far away. Have some brekkie down there and go for a swim. Maybe in the reverse order. From here on into Alice, the trail's pretty good. Haven't got a lot of long, kind of rough creek beds to walk. I'm going to walk up Jake Creek for a little while, but not very far. But yeah, so the walk's getting easier and easier. So Fish Hole's in a gorge in this range, so I'm going to swing through to the north side of the range pretty much in the next 10 minutes or so. So that's Jay Creek on kind of the south side of the range. I'm up on a kind of bluff. That's Fish Hole there. You gotta climb around this one. So this is Fish Hole on Jay Creek. I'm going in for a bit of a dip, and I'll have some brekkie over there in the shade. The Jay Creek shelter is about 1 kilometre up the creek. So if you're coming eastbound, I always say it's better to stop here on your way, because you probably won't want to walk back down once you get to the shelter. It's just that little bit too far, I reckon. All right. Let's get in there, eh? So the entry and exit can be a bit tricky here. You got to basically slide off the rock. So it's a bit kind of, it's got a bit of algae, and then it's about waist deep. It gets deep out in the middle. That was very nice. Alright, brekkie time. I'll wait for my shirt to dry. That's good. It's a very pretty spot, this. So yeah, this is Fish Hole. on Jay Creek. Time for me to grab the pack and get up to the shelter, I think, refill some water. So there's some big Brahman cattle through here at the moment. You can see the cow shit every now and then. So, I mean, you could drink this water, but you'd want to filter it. There's a tank up there anyway, so it's not necessary. But yeah, I'm not sure where they've come from. But there's quite a few of them when I was at Jay Creek on the way, at the shelter on the way heading west. If I can see one today, I'll try and get a photo because they're huge. They're huge cows. Okay, I'm just arriving at Jay Creek shelter. It's about 11ish. So I think I'll kick back here for an hour or so. I don't want to get to Molga Camp too early because it's a bit fly blown. The flies on this part of the walk seem really bad, and I'm wondering if it's because of the cattle that are wandering around. I mean, you can see the evidence of the cattle on the track there, and that tends to attract flies. Anyway, at least it's not stinking hot today, so maybe they won't be too bad. I've got another swim this afternoon over at Spring Gap too, so that'll keep them at bay for a little while too. There's the shelter over there. I think there's someone there, so I won't record when I get there. Okay, chilled out at Jay Creek, up for a while. There's a few people there just resting in the shade, so I didn't video. It's about 12:30, I guess. Heading over to Spring Gap now, where I'll pull the pin for a while, have a bit of a swim, and just relax for the last little push over to Mulga Camp. Don't want to get to Mulga too early because it's just a pretty exposed kind of spot with a lot of flies. So all good. So I've got a bit of climbing now, and then it's generally downhill. There's not much climbing, no, it's pretty easy. So after leaving Jay Creek, I'm back into the low hills now, most of the way into Alice. There's a little bit, climb a little bit at Hat Hill, cutting out of Simpson's Gap. And then Yurong Ridge the day after that. But it's mostly pretty rolling now. The real rugged stuff's gone. So I'm at Spring Gap. I'm just kind of chilling here for a bit of time. It's about 3:30. I'll give another half an hour or so. I'll wander off to Molga Camp. I don't know if you can hear the flies buzzing. But yeah, there's a few around. I think it's to do with the cattle. Why they're so bad on this stretch. There's a big thing in Farout. This water's polluted. But I mean, it's not much worse than the rest of the water around. You'd still treat it. It'd still be okay though. Mind you, why you'd need it, you got Mulga Camp about 3 k's one way and Jay Creek about, I don't know, 9 k's the other direction. They've all got water tanks, so there's no real need for it. Okay, time to get going back into the heat. I've only got, I don't know, less than 4 k's to go to get to Mulga. It's about 4ish now. I'm trying to get there. I've probably said this already. I'm trying to get there as late as possible. Trying to avoid the worst of the flies. So there's this little, well, there's this big water hole here. I don't know if you can see the fish in there. There's plenty of fish. But there's also another little water hole up here that's normally a bit clearer, or a bit, it's on sand, so you can see the bottom. I'll film it when I get up there. Okay, this is shallower, this one, but it's mostly on a sandy base, so it's pretty clear. A little bit difficult to get around this one. I kind of scramble up there when it's full. It's not always full. Just traipsing away over to Molga Camp. Probably 15 minutes to go, I guess, to get there. Jeez, the flies are horrific today. But apart from the flies, it's been a nice, pleasant day. Nothing too taxing. 2 swims. Life's good. So I'm at Mulga Camp. It's about 5:30. Flies will knock off in the next half hour or so, which is good. Got the tent up. So Mulga Camp's the basic kind of setup. 1 tank, a dunny. There's a couple of tables scattered around. A few campsites, so it's not the kind of place you want to spend a day or an afternoon, that's for sure, which is why I lingered at Spring Gap. All right, I'm going to cook some tea and sign off, I reckon. Okay, day 18 of my Larapinta yo-yo. I'm at the fly-blind Molga Camp. Today was a pretty cruisy day, really, about 19, I think it was about 9.5 Ks and 100 and something metres climbing. That climbing's probably a little bit under the odds. It might change by the time I run it through the software and of AllTrails, and it updates a bit. I felt a little bit more than 130, but not a lot more. All right, all in all, good day, 2 swims, fish hole and Spring Gap. So that's not too bad. The good news is when you're in the water, you get relief from the flies for a little while. Tomorrow, the plan is, it's going to be a very relaxed day over to Simpson Gap. So I think I'll kind of take it easy in the morning, head over to Bond Gap, hang out there during the middle of the day for a little while, and then head over to Simpson in the afternoon. With any luck, might see some rock wobblies on the scree if I duck down in the afternoon. All right, I'm going to cook tea and get into the tent. Probably the mozzies will be out by then. Well, there's not a lot of water around here, so maybe there won't be any mozzies in this one. All right, I'll catch you in the morning for day 19. Take it easy, bye-bye.